Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Mexpat Dating. Today, I'm going to be going over 6 things I wish I would have known before starting cold approach. If you're a guy out there that is thinking about getting into cold approach, he's in the beginning stages, or you've been doing it for a while and you're a bit frustrated that things haven't been going your way and you feel stuck, then by the end of this video, this should give you some relief that you're on the right track and this is a process, this is going to take time, and not to give up. And if you're new into it and you got the approach anxiety, you're nervous about getting out there, getting started, just know that you will find the success that you're looking for. So that goes right into number one. The first thing that I wish I would have known when I started cold approach is that I will have success with it. I will get dates. I will meet women. When I started, I was thinking, okay, I'm going to be the guy that goes out and does cold approach for the next 5 years and just never gets a date. And it's because I had, low self-esteem. I hadn't ever done it before. It was a new skill. I didn't really have any buddies I was doing it with. So it was a very solo venture. But very quickly I realized no, actually women are responding good to me. They are wanting to go on dates. Not everyone, but more than when I wasn't doing it, of course. I remember what I started doing is I just started going up and asking women for the time. So this is something you can do if you're new into cold approach and you got approach anxiety, or even if you've been doing it for a while, but you feel like it takes you a while to get going. Having a proper warm up is actually a really good technique to get in the flow and start building that confidence without having to, jump right in the deep end. So you can also just go up to a girl and say, hey, I thought you looked nice, right? Just anything you can do to start waking up that social muscle. So that's what I did. I went up to a girl and I asked her for the time. She gave it to me and I ran off. The next day, one of her coworkers, because I worked next to her at the store, I was selling shoes at the time. And that's where I started my cold approach journey, because I would sell a girl a pair of shoes and then I would try to hit on her. So it was a bit of a 2-for-1. One of her coworkers came up to me the next day and was like, give me a little piece of paper, and it had her number on it. And she made a cheeky joke, like it's 1:30. And then, yeah, we went out that next couple weeks and had my first hookup from cold approach. And it was pretty cool. So no, guys, if you do get out there and you start putting in the work, you start putting in the effort, you start working on the skill, you will have success. There will be women, even in the beginning days, that want to date you and see your confidence. They might not be your 10 out of 10, but it's, if you're coming from nothing and you really want to start building a dating life, you will appreciate it. So that's a big thing, guys, to remember, is that you will have success. Now, what happened after was that I had that success and I got a little cocky. I'm like, okay, I've mastered the code. This is super easy. All I have to do is ask girls what the time is. I'm gonna get laid. Game over, right? What are all these dating coaches, talking about? And what I had to learn very humbly is that girls are going to reject me. I am going to get a lot of no's. And this is something, and why I wish I would have known this is because I think it would have given me a more honest appraisal of what I would need to go through and some of the challenges I would face. So it's not all smooth sailing, guys. And you will get humbled. You will find a pretty girl that you are like, oh my God, this is my dream girl, 10 out of 10. And she's going to be like, piss off. And the key here is not to give up. The key here is not to let it destroy you. And you will feel pain. That is absolutely something that I learned, is that it's going to sting. Even now, I've done it for multiple years. I've done 1,700 approaches. And if I get a girl that kind of tells me to bug off, I'll still feel a little like, ooh, damn, that hurt a little bit. So that won't go away, guys. And going into cold approach with this mentality is really going to help you continue to go on when you do get that rejection, right? You are going to get no's. You are going to get girls that even that you do get success with, you go on a date and then she doesn't like you. So it's like, I think a lot of guys start off, and I did too, thinking that I'm going to go out there, I'm going to meet the one, and it's going to be smooth sailing. This is going to be challenging. This is going to test you. All right. And so another way to frame this as well is that you're going to have success, but it's not going to come at the time you want. And this was really important too. I thought it was going to be very linear, okay, I'm going to do 10 approaches. I'm going to get 1 date, right? So I was expecting sometimes that on girl number 9 that I approached, that she would say yes and we go on a date and be an awesome time and we date for a while. Sometimes I would go 15 without getting a date, 20. And I had to realize this is not a linear path. I can't control what these girls think. Sometimes I'm going to be in a better flow than the other. I still have skills to learn. And what will happen too, guys, is that as you get more advanced and down your journey, you're going to find that some of the things that you did before aren't going to work. So that's the next tip here, is that you're going to have to keep adopting and keep growing. After you've done a certain line or a certain thing for a while, like asking the girl for a time, and it kind of advanced through that, you can't go back and do the old anymore. It doesn't work. You won't feel congruent with it. The girl will kind of sense that you're running a line because you've done it so many times. So you have to be reiterating your approach. Eventually, I think you can land on something that's going to work most of the time. And now I have a system that I teach guys that's very plug and play. It's what I do when I do my cold approaches, and it works because I have so many different pieces that I'm able to rearrange the puzzle so it feels new, so it's not dry. So if you want to learn that process, you can fill out the application down below for a chance to work with me directly. I've helped dozens of guys improve their cold approach in a very systematic and structured way. So really, you can make a lot of progress that took me years to learn. So I had to realize that, okay, if I'm stuck and I'm not getting results I want, and I'm saying the same thing I was before and I was getting results before, then it's time to add some new skill sets. It's time to step up to that next level. Maybe I need to approach better looking women. Maybe I need to step up and start facing a new fear, because there's something about when you face the fear that is a real fear for you, you get a bit of confidence, and that really can carry a lot of weight in the cold approach, because she sees that like there's something in your eyes. You're just like, dude, I freaking just conquered this mountain. Like, let's go. Versus when you approach a girl that maybe you're not super into, your eyes kind of go down and you get a little bit bored. They can sense that too. So we want to be able to reiterate and keep on going. All right, guys, the next thing I wish I would have known before starting cold approach is that I was going to grow tremendously as a person. And this is one I wish I would have known, because it would have kept me motivated to keep going on days where I didn't want to do it, and given me a little extra boost, because I have grown so much as a person from doing this. My social anxiety has gone away. I feel more confident with myself. I can walk through the world without fear. And this is a big reason why guys start to begin with, because they're sick of seeing their beautiful 10 out of 10. Maybe they're successful in business. Maybe they're in martial arts or something. So they can do tough things, but they see the 10 out of 10 and they're just like, well, I wouldn't ever want to, like, I'd rather go run a half marathon. So they don't do it. And then they feel bad and regretful. So now I don't have that regret. I don't have that pain. And so many guys want to overcome that anxiety, overcome that fear. So now I walk through the world without that fear. I know that anywhere I go in the world, I can have a date, I can meet somebody, I can build a social circle, a social network. And so I've grown so much as a person. I have more courage. I take more risks, because I'm like, okay, like, what could be worse than getting rejected by your 10 out of 10 thousands of times? Like, this is going to be no problem. So you will grow tremendously as a person. You will become a new person. You will become a person that you'll look back on a year from now, 2 years from now, 3.5 years from now, and you won't even be able to recognize yourself, because you'll just walk differently. You'll talk differently. Your family will see you differently. So there's one that's probably one of the biggest tips of this video, is to know that you will become a better person because of this. There's another side to this, in that you will be tested as a person. I kind of alluded to this earlier, but you will have to face things about yourself that you never thought you would have to. Insecurities, your own ego that says, I'm the man, but then you go up to a girl and you're freaking like stuttering and shaking. It makes you question. You're like, maybe I wasn't as cool and confident as I thought. And this may suck to feel in the moment, but it's not a bad thing, because you realize that, okay, I have work to do, I have growth to do, and I'm going to become a better person because of it. So there's always a silver lining to it, but in the moment, it can bring up some not so nice feelings. So just know that there will be moments where you do doubt yourself and you do question who you are. You'll look at your past and wonder, like, what was I doing my whole life? And know that if you just keep pushing through and keep going, you will find wins and you will get that confidence back. It will return. So it's definitely a bit of a roller coaster, I won't lie, but it's one that I'm grateful I got on. And now that I've rode it a few times, I feel like it was all worth it. The last couple here, and I think we're going into maybe 7 now, but this one was one that I really didn't see coming, but I'm grateful that it did. And I can see now, looking back, kind of the last point, how much energy I put into this theme here and how much suffering it caused me and how much anxiety I had over it. And that is, I stopped caring about what people think. I just wanted to meet women and have dates, right? I didn't think that was going to, again, like the last point, change me so much as a person. But now I really care a lot less about what people think about me, especially strangers. I'm just like, okay, someone doesn't like me. Like, before I would really take that personal. I'd be like, oh man, what did I do? Like, how can I amend this relationship, even though they were a complete stranger? Like, this must mean something. There's something wrong about me, like a character flaw. And what I started to realize is like, dude, like, people are going to love you and people are going to hate you. And it's just something that, you can't really control. You can influence by showing up and being in a good energy and being kind and respectful and all that stuff. And especially with women, learning how to flirt, being seductive, being captivating, charismatic. But at the end of the day, even if you're at the top of your top, some people still won't like you and they still won't want you in their life. And that was, really painful at first, but then it gave me a lot of freedom because I realized I don't need to try so hard. I don't need to go out there and try to win everybody's approval over. I can kind of just go out. I'm going to, shoot my shot. I'm going to cast my hook. And if someone bites, great. So hopefully I can make their life better and they can make my life better. But if not, you know what? There's millions of people in the world. And that's something I heard a lot of times. Like, there's so many people in the world, man. Like, don't worry if one person doesn't like you. But I just couldn't internalize that. Now, though, I really see that. And especially living in a city now with 22 million people, Mexico City, I've done probably 1,000 approaches here. And I've maybe run into repeats like 4 times, which is crazy because a lot of new guys think like, oh, I'm going to approach this girl at the gym and I'm going to see her every single day and it's going to be awkward. Well, a couple of things. 1, you might. So that's fair. 2, you might not, because if you're in a bigger city, especially, a lot of people are going to come in and out. She might go to another gym. She might move. She might be in transitory. Like, you never know. If you are in a small town, hey, maybe you do see her again. But again, if you're doing a lot of cold approach, you realize, like, who cares? Like, but to the point of this, like, who cares if I see her again? Like, yeah, it might be awkward, but I don't care if it's awkward. Like, I'm used to this. Like, this is comfortable for me now to be in an awkward situation. She probably doesn't even care either. It's not like she's going to report you to the police. Like, oh, this guy cold approached me and he didn't turn me on, so I need to make sure this guy never comes to the... No. Unless you're doing creepy shit, which hopefully you're not. Like, you're going to be fine, guys. And so the last thing I wish I would have known before starting cold approach, this one ties into this last point here. And it's a bit of a paradox, but life is full of paradoxes, is that you will care more about what people think, but only the people that matter. And this is sick. And this is one that I wanted to say at the end because it's really exciting. So if you did stay at the end, thank you guys so much. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this with anybody that might gain value from these videos. You start to realize that, hey, I don't need to impress the world. I don't need to get everyone's approval. But what I do want to do is be able to show up for the people in my life that I do care about and that are important to me. And you start to really wean those people out. You start to really see like, okay, who's a good friend here? And this doesn't just go for dating. This goes for all relationships. Oh, are there certain family members that I think I need to be stepping back from? And then of course in dating, it's like, okay, like I only want women in my life that want me in their life. And so therefore, if you're not that kind of person, I'm not going to give any energy to you. So you start to preserve your energy more by only giving it to people that deserve it. And this is a journey, guys. This is a process. This doesn't just happen overnight. There are going to be moments where you're like, wow, I thought X, Y, or Z was my homie. And turns out like, I'm actually not really relating to this person anymore. Or with like a chick, like, oh man, I thought this girl was really like ride or die with me, but now I'm starting to see that maybe they're not in it for the reasons I thought. Okay, I need to reevaluate here. And so this is going to be a continuous process, but what you start to realize is that I only need to give my energy and time and care and attention to people that deserve it, right? In turn, you start to value yourself more because you're like, wow, I'm a valuable person. I actually am a strong figure in this world. And I don't have the rest of my life to waste with people that are going to be time wasters. So this is going to be a big one, guys. It's going to save you a lot of time. It's going to help you have way healthier relationships with men, with women, with family, just with the world in general. And it's one that I'm super grateful that was a byproduct of going out, doing all these cold approaches and facing my fear, facing the dragon within. And now I can really be selective with who I have in my life. And then in turn, the people that have me in their life, they respect me more too, because they know that, sure, I'm going to be kind to people I meet, I'm going to be respectful, but I do have strong limits on who I let close to me. So that is a great thing that will come when you start learning cold approach. And again, if you are ready to take your cold approach to the next level, if you are sick and tired of, seeing that pretty girl and telling yourself every day, like, I got to go talk to her, I'm going to go do an approach today, but you just can't seem to get your body in motion. So then one, hopefully this video could have shed some light onto some of those blind spots you have and give you some encouragement that it is going to be worth it and it is worth facing the fear. And then 2, that's what I'm here for, to actually hold your hand through this process, give you some one-on-one accountability so that you do show up every day for yourself and make that progress. Like, you'll be surprised that when you really commit to doing cold approach, how fast you actually start to make progress and how quickly the social anxiety can go away if you continue to do it regularly. So that's what I'm here for. I've helped dozens of guys overcome this fear and anxiety around cold approach, going from an approach once a month to approaching their 8s, 9s, and 10s with ease and getting dates with them and being like just walking through the street being like, what is happening? That was my reaction when I started to figure this out. I was like, holy crap, man. Like I just felt like I was like dissociated a bit because it's just something that I never thought would be part of my life. And then I was living it. I had 5 dates a week and I was like, this is crazy, man. So I have a plug and play system that I will teach you directly. And you can literally start going out day one and starting making huge progresses. Like not do the things that I did that held me back in cold approach. And that's what I'm going to teach you so you can actually start getting results with the women that you want. So fill out an application to work with me personally down below in the description. And you never know, you could be one approach away from meeting your dream girl. And as well, Jaron, our other head coach at MexPat Dating, he helps guys specifically with their online dating profiles, with upgrading their Instagram and how to really systematize a process to get dates, especially if you're a super busy guy and you don't have all the time in the world to do cold approach. We think it's very important you do both because each are going to build off each other, but know that we have you covered in that area as well. And of course, Instagram is really going to help you at cold approach. When you have a really good Instagram, girl sees that you mean cold approach, she sees you have social value, we could go on and on about this, but we are here to help you with that as well. And so once again, fill out that application. You'll schedule a call with Jaron and I, and we will get you having the dream dating life that you always wanted. So we'll talk to you in the next one, guys. Peace.